Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You, where every week and sometimes many times a week, we come in here and we talk about everything that has to do with real estate. And we're going to do that today. I have a good friend. His name is Craig Stonaha. He's from Laughing Rock Technologies. And he's going to talk to us about technology inside our homes. And there's so much of it today. So we're going to get right into it. Craig, how you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. How are you, Brad?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing really well. You know why I'm doing really well?
Because I'm here?
I was just going to say, because you're here. Holy mackerel. You took away my thunder.
I'm in your head.
You definitely are. You definitely are. So, so what we're here today to talk about, and what's kind of interesting is, I was thinking the other day, I'm thinking, I got to get Craig in here to talk about technology, because that's what you do. And you're very good at it.
All right. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
I am a corporate technology guy, but
Corporates.
I am extraordinarily passionate about home technology.
Ooh, well, that's good. Well, that's good, because we were not here to talk about corporate.
No, I think all 7 of those viewers just left.
They're gone. No, there's 9 now, so we have 9. Yeah. And I know you're good at that, because I know that that's something that you're passionate about, which is home technology and things like that. And we've talked about this stuff many times. So let's just jump right into stuff here. You gave me a couple bullets here, and I want to just jump in. You said there's the basics of technology in my home. Tell me what the basics are. What do I need to know?
Well, and what I was really trying to think about here is homeowners, what's going to give them the best result? And I mean, you get so inundated. I mean, your refrigerators, your dishwashers. I saw an internet connected toaster the other day on the internet. I mean,
internet connected toaster.
Yeah, I guess.
What exactly does it need to tell me on the internet?
Best I can guess, maybe on your way home.
Light or dark?
If you preload bread in the morning, you can toast waiting. No, you know what I bet it is?
That's interesting.
You can use an app, check how much time is left on something, maybe if you're cooking something. Because it was a toaster oven.
Oh, toaster oven. Got it. Okay. That makes things a little bit better, the toaster oven.
Not all things connected to the internet are good.
No, I know that. I mean, there's certain things that, like, the washer, our clothes washer is actually connected to the internet. And you know what's interesting about that? My wife hates it. You know why?
Really?
If she says she was busy doing wash all day, I can go on this really cool app and I can look at the app and go, no, you didn't. Because seriously, how would I know that she was doing wash?
But that helps you. It doesn't matter.
It does help me. It doesn't help her, because she has no excuse anymore if she didn't do the wash. But no, it is pretty funny. She'll be like, I did several loads of wash. I'm like, you did too. Isn't that amazing?
If I use that app on my wife, I'd be doing the laundry from then on.
Exactly. That's why I haven't brought it up, Craig. So let's just act like we didn't have this conversation, okay? No, but there's some amazing things, and I think that's going to keep happening, right? You're going to see more and more of this.
Well, it's weird, because if you look at the history of it, I remember, it had to be 20 years ago, reading about Bill Gates' house that he built.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole thing was internet connected. The whole thing was controlled. And
amazing.
The whole story behind it was, this is how we're all going to live in 20 years.
Wow.
We're 20 years later, and none of us build houses that are fully integrated.
No.
You still have light switches on the walls.
Yep.
And the reason why is because the cost.
Yeah.
I mean, he spent millions of dollars to do that to his house, and people don't have that kind of money.
We don't have Gates money.
We don't have Gates money. And what you've seen in the last 5 years is they realize that people don't want to spend $150,000 to make their house smart, only to have it be antiquated 5 years later. Now everything's modular. So you don't have to make your whole house smart, but you can add an Alexa. You don't have to make your whole house smart, but you can do one light switch because it's more convenient for you.
Right. So you can talk. So what it is you're not setting this all up. You're just saying, hey, Alexa, turn the light off in the living room.
Exactly. Or you're pulling out an app. And this is one of my favorites. I have smart garage door openers.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite so gratifying as to think I left the garage door open when I went away on a trip.
Yeah.
And I check and it's closed.
So it tells you it's closed.
It's telling you it's closed, telling you it's open. Somebody shows up at your house to drop something off. You just hit a button and it opens the garage door for them. So
that's awesome.
There's so much convenience.
Yeah.
And if you're already going to do an upgrade, to not have to do your whole house. So if you know you're redoing a room, while you're at it, swap out the light switches, swap out the wall plates, whatever. You can
Yeah.
Step by step, you can add smart technology without breaking the bank.
Yeah, it seems like what they've done is and it's true. You go to Lowe's, Home Depot, and all these places, or any store like that, you can see now that everybody has stuff that plugs into your current plug.
Yes.
And I think that's, so basically you're just putting something over top of the old technology to make it new, as opposed to having to build a new house and integrate that into the house. So it is interesting how that's been, because I know like light bulbs, I think they're smart bulbs, right?
Yeah.
And you can actually turn them on and off, I think, from your phone or something like that.
And it's a light bulb, and it works great.
Yeah.
Which is kind of terrifying.
It lights the room.
It lights the room.
It does its job.
Exactly what a light bulb's meant to do.
Yes, it is. I just had an idea. No. So the basics are that. So, and also with the basics, well, go ahead.
I was going to say, with the basics, what you really want to consider here is the more stuff you're adding to the house, the more you're drawing on your Wi-Fi. So this whole thing in the new generation of home technology, everything revolves around Wi-Fi. And that might change as 5G comes around, but I don't think you're going to see it anytime soon. You're still going to be beholden to your personal bandwidth.
Right.
So you got to make sure you've got good bandwidth.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be messing around with DSL.
How do we do that? How do we know?
In Berks County, you're stuck.
I was just going to say, because we don't have fiber. We don't have really good bandwidth, right?
But there's options coming.
Okay.
I'm very hopeful for Starlink, which is Elon Musk's new company, where it's going to be a lot like internet radio, where you can get internet from satellites as opposed to going to a ground-based carrier.
Wow, that would be sweet. And that would be fast?
He claims it will be.
Okay.
It's already running on a limited trial basis, but it works great.
Wow.
5G could be a game changer.
Okay. Now that's cell phone towers, right?
That's cell phone, but I mean, you can grab a modem from Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, whatever, put that in your house instead of Comcast.
Right.
And now you're running Wi-Fi level speeds from your cell phone carrier.
Wow.
So, now it still hasn't evened itself out. We don't know how the costs are going to be, but it's an option. So we're finally seeing options in more rural areas. Thank
goodness, because I'll tell you, because you're kind of captive to the speeds that you can get in your home. And I found that even in our office here, where there's times where everybody's on it, and I know you do our service and you do a great job. But there's just times if everybody around here is using, Wi-Fi or bandwidth, there's only so much, right? I mean, it's only so much can go through a wire.
Well, and that's the second part. So you get your Wi-Fi as good as you can get it. I usually recommend don't use the modem that comes from the carrier.
Right. Yeah.
Get a good wireless router. Get something else. And if you have a big home, use access points. Put them in the right spots.
Now, what's an access point?
An access point is, instead of using your router or your modem to broadcast your Wi-Fi, you have a dedicated device that you put in a specific location to cover your home.
Does that boost the original signal or the original Wi-Fi, or is it actually a separate?
No, where the advantage of the access point comes in is you can put it wherever you want. So your modem is going to be wherever Comcast decides to bring your cable in.
Gotcha.
And your router is usually going to be right there with it.
Yep.
But you can put an access point down the hall and get much better coverage on the other side of your house, or maybe up on the second floor in the basement.
Gotcha.
So it gives you a lot more flex, or you can run two of them to cover your house evenly from both sides. So it gives you.
And is that expensive to get something like that?
It's more inconvenient because you have to wire the access points.
Oh, got it. Okay.
What I do recommend, and I'm sure we're probably going to get some comments on this, and I welcome them. I always encourage people not to use extenders.
Okay. And that's what I used, and I hated it.
They never
I constantly had to keep reinitiating it, or it would say it lost. Then I'd have to go downstairs, push the button on the thing, and then it had to reconnect with it. I got to a point where it's like, this is taking more time than what I was taking before.
I don't understand why they can't get them to work right.
I don't understand it either.
They've been around for 20 years. I've never seen one. I've never seen anybody get one and be thrilled.
Well, I hated it. I threw it away.
That's chalk one more.
That's what I did. I threw it away. So it's just one of those things. It's like crazy. And I'm noticing, and like you said, the more things in my house. So now my refrigerator's on there, my washer and dryer's on there, my if the dishwasher's on there, all these things. Is that constantly depleting my bandwidth in my house?
They're all competing.
Okay.
So the way I describe this to people is Wi-Fi is coming from a singular device, which is wired.
Gotcha.
So imagine everything you have on your wireless network is essentially connected to one wire.
Gotcha.
So like when you run a wire to your computer, it has dedicated bandwidth. Imagine that you're running every single one of those devices to that one wire.
Wow.
And that's what your Wi-Fi is doing. Now it's doing it all simultaneously.
Right.
And if you've got enough bandwidth, you're fine.
Right.
But you should always, that becomes your bottleneck. That whatever's broadcasting your wireless, whether it's your router, whether it's your modem, whether it's your access point, that's your thing.
Okay, so should I have my fridge hooked up? Maybe I shouldn't.
Fridges, I don't know.
Well, the only thing the fridge does for me now, because, we have this new fridge, this GE Cafe. Maybe we'll get a sponsor.
That thing is awesome, by the way.
It does coffee, which is really cool. It does what's it called? Keurig. I can have it set that at 6 a.m., between 6 and 6:15, it will keep the water inside there hot. So when I come downstairs and hit the button, I have hot coffee immediately instead of waiting for the water to get hot. So it's pretty cool. And that's on my phone. I have it set up to do that. But maybe is it only communicating at that time and then that's it?
Yeah, and something like that. The bandwidth utilization is so low,
right,
that you can have a ton of devices
it's just,
for your Wi-Fi.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
What I usually recommend is if you can think of something that's going to have high bandwidth. So a good example, my family room, we use a PlayStation 5 as our media center.
Gotcha.
So we run Netflix off of it. We run Amazon Prime off of it. We run, whatever, Hulu.
Okay.
We know whenever that thing's running, it's using bandwidth. It's sucking video off the internet. So I hardwired it because then it's not drawing on the Wi-Fi. So it's not affecting my wife's laptop when she's doing work. It's not affecting my laptop when I'm doing work.
Right.
The kids are watching a movie.
So that's another thing you could do if you want to make things a little better for your laptop or something or whatever is drawing a lot of juice. You could actually hardwire that thing if you wanted to.
Hardwire your laptop or hardwire something else that might compete with your laptop.
Gotcha.
The fridge is not going to compete with your laptop.
No, I didn't think so. So we'll let that go then. The fridge is going to stay alive.
Fridge is probably
we're going to keep him alive. Yeah, he's a cool fridge. It's a very cool fridge.
Dude,
no pun intended.
That
cool.
Fridge is amazing.
See what I did there?
I see what you did.
See, yeah. All right. So anything else about the basics?
No, not really. The only other thing I would say is, especially if you're moving into a new house, don't forget the outside living space.
Oh,
it is not that hard to throw an access point on the outside of your house.
Okay.
And if you've got a pool, covering your pool deck, if you're going to put speakers out there, since wireless speakers are so easy to use, if you throw Wi-Fi out there, your backyard changes. You have so many more options.
So they're weatherproof then? You can put something out there that's weatherproof?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, got it.
I have one on my house that covers the entire backyard. And,
cool.
And we run everything out there, and it's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so we talked about bandwidth.
If you have a home office, run a wire to it. Because anymore with work from home, so many companies are doing voice over IP that they're giving to their employees. Or they're giving them, different devices, and you want that wired.
Hardwired.
And you can run a single wire and run it all off one wire, but you want your home office, if you're going to spend any real time there doing work, you want that off the Wi-Fi. You don't want,
and that just plugs into the side of your laptop, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Or you can just get a small switch, or you can do whatever you want. There's a lot of ways to set it up, but always a good idea to get.
I think I need that here, actually.
Probably.
I think I need that here because we're always Wi-Fi streaming here, and there are times where it drops out on me or whatever because of where we are here in the building. So there's actually a port over there. We'll talk about that later. Maybe we'll get your company in here to do that.
I'll send a guy and charge you an insane amount of money.
That sounds perfect. Wow.
Done.
It's really nice of him to do that. So let's go the Amazon, the Alexa stuff and all that. People are always creeped out about, her listening in and what's she's gonna know everything you do. And my line on that is you have a cell phone, right?
Yeah, you carry a microphone in your pocket
all
everywhere
day.
You go.
Yes, exactly.
If they're listening, they've been listening.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so tell us about the Alexa. Do you think that's going to become more and more part of a way things are going to be automated?
I don't know who's going to win. So we're in a war right
interesting.
now. So we're kind of in the wild west of the IoT, the Internet of Things. So everybody's coming.
Oh yeah, this is that thing, the Internet of Things. We didn't bring that up yet, I don't think.
Yes, the Internet of Things is anything you have, IoT, that is connected to the internet that you can control from outside your network. Okay, good. So the best example I can come up with is those wireless light switches that you can turn lights on and off from an app. IoT. Even your Roomba that you can control from an app. IoT. So these are all IoT devices. They're on the internet and they're things. They're physical devices that are on the internet.
They're things. Yeah, right.
From a security standpoint, this is a little off topic. If you have the ability, I actually set up a second Wi-Fi signal that I connect all my devices to. Oh, interesting. Because they're all constantly connected to the internet, and I don't want my computers on the same network as my vacuum. So
right. That would suck.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to talk to your 14-year-old
You didn't get
nephew.
that one either, huh? Oh my goodness, Craig.
It wasn't as cool as the refrigerator.
It wasn't near as cool. It wasn't. You're right. So you're telling me that since those things are on all the time and your computer's hooked up is in that same thing, you're kind of intertwining this technology.
There are stories of Internet of Things devices getting hacked.
Wow.
So like cameras where people hack the camera and start talking to you through your own cameras in your house.
Wow, that's scary.
It is scary stuff. So you want to make sure you don't forget about security. These things are on the internet and they are in your home. So, and it doesn't take a lot to secure them, but you'll be mindful of it.
Good. That's some good information there. I never knew you could even do that. I never knew you could do that. You could actually have two separate Wi-Fi type things set up. That one's running these and then the other one's running your family stuff.
And the nice part is most routers come with a guest network. You can even just use the guest network. Just throw your Internet of Things stuff on the guest network. You use the main network, and you've kind of segregated.
Interesting. Very cool. So what? Okay. So more about this Internet of Things. So we got Alexa. We got Ring doorbells.
Ring doorbells are awesome.
We have one. My wife is addicted to it. She watches that thing like it's a reality TV show.
Have you gotten her cameras yet?
No, well, there's just the one on the front, the little one that's on the thing. You mean like other cameras?
Yeah, we've got cameras at the house, and my wife is glued to the camera.
Oh my gosh, it's like an addiction.
Every time a squirrel goes by, I get a text.
Oh my gosh. See, that's the problem. When I had my phone hooked up to the Ring doorbell, a leaf would go by and my phone would be buzzing. I'm like, I can't deal with this. So Jess actually likes it. But it's a great technology for the money.
It is.
I mean, when you think about what those things cost and for the money, but those things also, and this is where coming into real estate, and I have to, to people that listen to the podcast, you need to be very careful if you're buying or selling a home, what you say when you're going through the home. These things are on these houses. And I have to tell you, recently I had a situation where the seller sent me a video of the people that came through and said, are these the people that won the bid? And I could hear them talking to their realtor all the way out to the front yard.
No way.
So these Ring doorbells, there's nothing wrong with them. They're great. This is what they're for. It's a great thing. But just remember, it can be used against you, if you're saying things or if you're saying something that's rude or maybe off color or what you're willing to offer.
Well, and not only from a transactional standpoint, but think about it when you're moving in and you realize that you have all of these devices that are registered to the old owner's phone.
Well, and actually what's funny, Craig, is part of the real estate contract for Pennsylvania now says that the seller is agreeing and the seller is agreeing to or saying they're going to change all that or cancel all those. And we're also letting the buyer know that if it's not canceled, they need to be aware that these things could be live yet. So now you could be in that house and be in a house that has cameras and microphone, whatever, and you're being recorded or so it's an interesting world right now in real estate because of that. And they've been putting some things in the agreement of sale and we're trying to address certain things, but I'm just telling you, if you're looking at a home with your realtor, don't have serious discussions in the house or even go to your car, go close to the car or call on the phone afterwards or something.
Or go to a cafe and get off
the property. Go to a cafe, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get away from the property because these things do travel. I mean, they can pick up. They really can pick up.
They're getting better every year.
Oh, I'm sure. The microphones are better and everything else. So that's just a side on this Internet of Things to talk about.
Well, if you want to get into, so I've been tracking some of the weirder Internet of Things that are out there. All right, so I want to give you a couple.
Yeah.
First one that had me laughing, there is a new Internet of Things alarm clock. And when it goes off, it runs away from you.
What?
I kid you not. It makes you get out of bed and chase it around your room.
Oh my gosh.
And by the time you're
done.
Because
you'll just keep hitting
snooze. Yeah. So you can program it a route. You
no
can tell
way.
It's got all sorts of
stuff. Oh, that's hilarious.
Another one.
It goes away from you. That is hilarious. I like that one.
That would last 2 nights in my house.
Yeah. Oh, hammer.
And I would smash it on the front steps.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yep. Done.
This one's actually kind of cool. So the new Internet of Things toilets.
Yeah, you were saying about this. I can't wait to hear this, what's going on with toilets.
Forget for the moment that they consent you by the Bluetooth in your phone and readjust the seat and everything to exactly your preferences, including a footrest.
Oh, wow.
But the temperature of the seat will change based on who it is that walks into the bathroom. And they're coming out with ones that can analyze your waist.
Oh, wow.
Tell you if you're pre-diabetic.
Oh, wow.
If you have diabetes, if you're pregnant.
And see, that's cool.
If you have cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually good stuff in my mind.
I bet it would say I'm pregnant. That's what I'm thinking.
I guarantee you my wife would program ours to just groan every time I said it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. There's all kinds of mean things you can do. That's incredible. But talk about, that's actually good though. I mean, there's some good stuff in there that it could analyze, obviously your waist and it could tell you if you have issues.
I mean, that's
cool. Great.
It could be an amazing thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is that a poopometer or what is it called? Is it just, I'm not sure what it's called.
I was trying to think of puns and I was like, I don't know how clean Brad's podcast is.
It's pretty clean, but we're We're okay. Well, here's the thing: we're not guided by the FCC or anything like that, so we're
nice.
good. Yeah, so we're
F-bombs for
good.
days. Let's
Yeah,
go.
absolutely. Go. You're fine. It is a kid show now. So we're going to wrap this up soon. But I want to get into the convergence. It was another thing that you talked about.
This is the big one, and this is probably
It's just a cool word.
It's an awesome word, and it's going to burn a lot of us.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we have no idea who's going to win.
Gotcha.
So me personally, I'm sure anybody listening to this is going to agree. I've got Belkin light switches.
Yep.
I've got Netgear
Yep.
Receptacles. I've got LiftMaster Garage. Every single company has this stuff, and they've all got separate apps, and you've got to go into each individual app and deal with them. And some of them tie into Alexa, like my Nest do, but some don't.
Some don't. You're exactly right.
Convergence is who's going to win. Who's going to be the hub? Who is everybody going to tie to so that you don't have to have 20 different apps? You can just say, Alexa, turn on the lights, change the temperature in the room to 72, open up the garage door, and call my daughter.
And she tells all those apps what to do.
And she or whoever it is controls all of it and just does it for you.
Gotcha.
And that's where we're headed right now. And they're all fighting.
Where are we at with Google and Alexa? Like, I mean, we bought a Google. We had one.
A Google Home.
Yeah, Google Home.
Okay.
We bought one of those. Actually, I think it was free because Google was giving them out for a while. So I got one, a little
First
one.
taste is always free.
Yeah. So I got one of those, and I, it was cool, but I think it's one of those. Is Alexa was first.
Yeah.
I think, right? And I just think you get used to it.
And this might be me. And I don't trust Google, and not because they're the evil empire, which everybody in my industry would say that. I don't trust Google because everything they do, they eventually.
It's funny. We just lost our feed.
Shut us down. Just a middle
You thought
finger
Facebook was bad.
but they quit on everything they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. They build great stuff, and then they just get tired of it and they stop.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Google Plus?
I was going to say, remember when they tried to be Facebook?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yep.
Remember Google Apps? Google Apps was the king for a while. Nobody could match
No, I
it.
remember that.
It was like Docs and Excel. And
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
How much has that changed in the last 5 years?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
None. They stopped developing it.
And now, but don't they have Google Sheets and all that stuff now? But yeah,
It hasn't changed in like 5-6 years.
It's the same technology.
So they just get tired,
Yeah.
and I'm waiting for them to get tired with the home automation stuff and just give up.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
If I'm a betting man, I'm betting on Amazon.
Me too. Me too.
They just seem to do a better job.
Yeah.
And they seem more committed.
Well, you're exactly right because everything they do, they follow through with. I'll tell you
do.
what, and they follow through very well.
But I'll tell you what, I always bet on Musk.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for Elon to come up with something.
So which rocket are you going to go in?
I don't know.
Is it going to be Branson's or?
No, I'm going in Elon's. You kidding me? That thing
the big thing.
the Falcon Heavy.
Let's
get crazy.
Let's get it going.
Let's put one of those smart toilets in there and go hang out for a week.
Sounds like a good idea. So this is great, Craig. I appreciate all the information. We're going to have to wrap it up. We've been talking for 22 minutes. We're very gabby.
Jeez.
Very gabby. But I want to thank Craig for coming on. Great show. We'll have to have you come back when there's stuff going on with housing as far as technology. I definitely want to have you come back and go over what's new, what's happening, anything that's controversial in the technology world. Even if it is corporate stuff, we're okay with that.
Done deal. Thank you
Yeah, it's
so
good
much.
stuff. Good stuff. So thanks so much. It's Craig Stonaha from Laughing Rock Technologies. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.